Hey Canada, what's going on? Welcome into the Hangout and congratulations. You are on your way to your very first NBA Eastern Conference Finals as the Toronto Raptors took out the Miami Heat in 7 games. I'm Akil Augustine, and this is Canada's home for Talking Hoops, the Hangout. And today, we celebrate, and no better people to celebrate with than some of our most hardcore, passionate fans, including the producer of the Toronto Raptors in-game broadcast. That is Dan Gladman. How you doing, buddy?
I'm still reveling, celebrating.
You gonna leave him hanging?
Jeez, don't worry, I don't know. I'm looking at the camera. I'm looking at Akil.
Look at us. Pay attention to us.
Looking at
You know who that is? That's
I do.
Nabil
It's
Karim
Nabil.
of TSN. Nabil, what up, baby? You good?
All right, there you go.
All right,
I'm good.
And sometimes of BMO Raptors basketball on TSN.
Yeah,
there you go.
absolutely.
There you
Okay.
go.
And the one guy who is always, no matter what time we start the show, no matter what time we film the show, he finds a way to be late. Everyone's favorite radio personality, Devo Brown. What up, baby?
Just Brown time, baby.
Okay, hey.
We good.
That's
Devo
actually
Brown
true.
time. It
That's
is.
true.
Yeah, you
That's
know
actually
that.
true. I
Yeah,
know
I
that.
get
Give you that
You
love.
can't say
All right.
that.
Yeah, you can't.
Devo Brown
say that.
time.
You can?
Quickly.
The thing.
I know this is true. No one on this panel at the beginning of the year had the Toronto Raptors winning or actually going to the Eastern Conference Finals. So I got to send a quick shout out to James Sobalski, our West Coast family. When we were out in Vancouver to start the season, he picked them. Myself and Dwayne Sweets Watson laughed in his face, but we're not laughing anymore. So first off, take it away, Dan Gladman. Your impression of what the Toronto Raptors did, despite being bloodied, battered, and bruised, they got to the ECF.
Yeah, I mean, nobody predicted they'd win 56 games. None of this was predictable at the beginning of the season, but what they've achieved is incredible. It far exceeds expectations. Both series have been wars, and that's what the playoffs are. We're used to seeing it in hockey, and now we saw it basketball style. I mean, Valanciunas, the ankle, Kyle with the Band-Aid, DeMar Carroll, DeMar DeRozan, and they found a way to gut through it, and that is what I like the most about this. The team has the skill and the talent, obviously, in the coaching, but they have something in their heart. They have a fire that I think is what has brought them to this level right now.
Devo, where have you stood with this team? Because they were looked so good in the regular season, and a lot of people kind of jumped off the bandwagon when they struggled against the Pacers, and then they dreaded what could happen against Miami. So where do you stand on this group?
I just like that fire that you're talking about and the fact that they're playing with a chip on their shoulder right now. Kyle comes out there and he's like, yeah, I'm not shooting well. What do you want me to do? Take more shots, score more? I'll do it. And he did, and he came out and put that energy out there. I feel good going forward about these guys.
How impressed are you that they made the Eastern Conference Finals without Kyle and DeMar being Kyle and DeMar for the entire playoffs? And when you look at it, a Game 7 without your third best player in Jonas Valanciunas.
It's crazy to me. I don't think they've played their best basketball. Game 7, actually, you could say they played their best basketball. But
That was their best.
But if you look at these playoffs in a whole, they haven't played that Raptor basketball we saw throughout the regular season. Now, regular season and playoffs, completely different story. But at the end of the day, they still haven't found that swag that they had. Now, Game 7, they found it. Can they continue this? You've got to feel good if you're a basketball fan, a Raptor fan right now, because Lowry's going, DeRozan's going.
Yes, it's true. Perfect
If
time.
you get Valanciunas back and the supporting cast is rolling, it'll make for a competitive series, I think.
Okay, so before we dissect the Cleveland matchup, I want to quickly take a look at Dwayne Wade and ask you, did he run out of gas? Because we saw vintage Dwayne Wade at certain points in the series, but when I looked at the floor in Game 7, I saw him touch passing away shots on possessions, not really being aggressive. So did he just hit the wall and run out of time?
Well,
and gas?
it wasn't just Game 7. I actually started to see it in Game 5. Dwayne Wade is a Hall of Fame player, one of the best the four of us have seen in our lives. But he was doing way too much. And I don't think it was just him. I think Joe Johnson was kind of running out of gas, but their whole team was a bit overextended. But to answer your question, I think Wade was overextended a bit, and he was not Dwayne Wade in Game 7.
See, I don't know if it was running out of gas or was that the plays that they were trying to run because they were deflecting more to Goran Dragic and stuff, right?
So
I was just wondering. Yeah.
He was rolling.
Yeah.
But quickly, let's not spend too much time on this. Nabil, the Cavs are up next.
Yeah.
The Cleveland Cavaliers.
Yeah.
A legendary three-point shooting team. They've got a legendary player in LeBron James, but are you saying there's a chance that the Raptors take this?
I don't know if they win. I'm not saying they were going to win, but I don't think it's going to be a sweep either. Everyone's calling for a sweep. Yeah, they're done in 4, and it's all gravy that they're here. I get it. They're playing with house money. But first of all, I think that Game 1 is going to be really important because I think they might be able to steal Game 1.
Okay.
They're feeling good about themselves. They're in a rhythm.
But that's where the stealing
Cleveland's
ends for you. Because you're looking at a 4-1 series, in your opinion, right?
I think this is going to be a lot like Portland, Golden State in a way where it's going to be really, really competitive.
Yep.
Yeah.
I don't know that Toronto's going to win. I don't think they're going to
Devo,
win.
you think it's going to be that competitive? Because right now, if you look at it, 8-0,
I know.
and the games around the third quarter for Cleveland tend to get out of hand.
They're
If
playing a way
Cleve-
better team, though, now than they did in
Yeah,
the first two
and
rounds.
Cleveland is just rolling, dude. They can't miss a shot. What are they averaging, like 18 threes a game or something like that? And that's unreal. And our three-point defense isn't that good. 5, maybe 6
Okay.
is what I think.
What if Kyle and DeMar find that magic? What if they've gone through all the struggles they've gone through? Can they pitch a perfect game and possibly push this to 7?
No, but when they got, 59 points in Game 6 and we lost. We need that third scorer. We need somebody else to step up.
Okay, great. So who's going to be that guy? Who's going to be that third scorer?
DeMar
wild card?
Carroll's going to be huge in this series.
Yeah.
You think it's
Like,
three-point
He's
shooter?
the X factor. For
He's had Paul George, he's had Dwayne Wade, and now he's got LeBron. Like, he's not going to stop LeBron. There's no doubt
But he's
about
not
it.
healthy. That's a huge concern, especially
But-
going up against a healthy and rested Cavs team.
But I think he's got to attack LeBron a little bit, too. And that's the thing. You cannot let LeBron just sit back on defense and
Yeah.
rest. And
Well, LeBron's probably going to start out guarding DeMar. And this is part of the problem, part of the people saying, well, DeMar's struggled. Well, look who's been guarding him in these playoffs. He's had Paul George, Luol Deng. Now he's going to have LeBron James, guys who are bigger, stronger than him. It's not really that he struggled so much. He's going up against the best of the best.
So someone has to relieve the pressure from him. I like your pick for DeMar Carroll, but I think Terrence Ross has to find that stroke from beyond the arc to create those driving lanes for this team. I think he's got to be the wild card for them. But
The wild card is Biz.
Biz,
Biz.
He's the
I
guy
love
who
me some
turns the
Biz.
team's energy
the
around.
wildest of cards.
And really, they have an advantage inside. You know, Cleveland's got the perimeter advantage, but Biz on that screen and roll and his defense, you know, I don't know. LeBron's going to get to the basket whenever he wants, but I don't know if anybody else is. And if Cleveland gets cold from 3, I think the Raptors could steal a game or 2 at home.
Well, great call, Dag Gladman. Time to go to break, but you hit the nail on the head. The guy that's got to be big for the Toronto Raptors is none other than Big Business, Bed Bath and Beyond. Was it, is it Infinity and Beyond? This guy's got the best nicknames. He's got some of the best dunks. Biz. We'll be back with more Hangout after the break. Oh, he's got muscles, too. Love it.